Hello out there in comic book land. I am going to be doing a video on my top 5 favorite comic series of 2017. Doesn't have anything to do with, let me try this, sales figures. Doesn't have anything to do with, popularity. It's just my own personal preferences. So let's get it started. Number 5. There's only one issue of this so far, and I actually really love it. I didn't know anything about it until I saw something on a comic haul, but it's by Action Lab Danger Zone called The Consultant. It is an interesting take on the superhero team. They have the Superman character, the Aquaman character, every of the typical character types of the teams. I guess this is the fast one. But the interesting part about this is they have an ex-Navy SEAL who works behind the scenes to clean up any little messes, any indiscretions that could ruin their reputation. And in this one, it starts out with the Superman character. I can't remember the character's name. See, I don't know if you can get a good look at that. He picked up a hooker and in his excitement, blew her head off. And so this SEAL character is dealing with the damage and the backlash and trying to manage the situation. And one of the interesting things about this is in the back they have little excerpts of the SEAL team, ex-SEAL team's journals, talking about the different 2 or 3 of the different characters in the comic, and gives their little history, which I think is a really nice way of dealing with giving the backstory of the character. Okay. Then by Zenoscope Entertainment, we have Grimm's Tales of Terror. And I really wish I had switched out this copy for the regular titles, or the regular cover. This is I think like a cover B or something like that. I just don't like this cover, but this is a really wonderful series. This is what they do is they take normal horror stories and then do a little, or urban legends or horror stories, and do a little twist on it. As you can tell, this one is a thing of War of the Worlds. And the art in here is really quite good. And this is volume 3, issue 11. I guess they just do different, volumes every year. Then we have a title by Aftershock, written by Danny Cates, Baby Teeth. I don't know if this is actually going to be an ongoing series or not. I know it's going to be at least 12 issues because in the first issue it says, it's been a year, and then it jumps back to tell what happened. The basic premise of this is this child right here is the Antichrist, and it's the story of a teenage girl who has given birth to the Antichrist, and she doesn't know it at the time. And so she's dealing with trying to raise this child as, and it's only couple, 3 weeks old at this point, if that, and all the stuff that goes along with it, and all the people that are after her. Fantastic series. It was really well done, really well written. Okay, and number 2 on my list is by Image, and that would be Redlands. Now, this is a story about a series of witches, and I need to try and find a page that I can show, about a series of witches who take over a corrupt town of Redland, Florida, back in the 1970s, from these really horrible, corrupt cops. And then in the second issue, it jumps to nowadays. And from every issue on, it sort of deals with what's, jumping back and forth between the past and the present, giving the stories and doing the modern story. And it's very, very interesting and very well done. Plus, they have sort of the same concept as what they did with the consultant, is they have things written in the back which give, these are a little girl's journal, which give backstory to some of the characters and some of the situations. Okay, and then number 1 is a comic book series, and I don't know if this is going to be ongoing. I suspect it's only going to be 8 issues. But it is just incredible. It's one of my favorite. It is my favorite comic of the year so far. And we have Malefic by Dan Schaefer. The whole concept of this comic is, this character right here is Dr. Froist, is a disgraced psychotherapist, and she finds out right after the whole situation where she gets, I don't know what the equivalent of being disbarred or, whatever for a doctor, she finds out that her father died. And this is, right here is a picture of her father, and he ran an asylum for the criminally insane that has supernatural overtones to it. There's, different stuff going on with all the different characters, and it's really kind of disturbing. And she is tasked to take over for her father. And it is really, really kind of twisted and fun to read. I mean, and just look at some of this art in here. It's just incredible, and the story is very, very fun. The characters are interesting and just super intriguing, and every time I finish the last page, I can't wait for the next issue to come out. And if you haven't read this, find a way to get it. Get back issues, order it, whatever. Get it. So that is my top 5 of 2017. And I hope you like it, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of any of these, that if you've read them, and tell me what you're reading and what your favorites are. All right, thanks. Talk to you later. Bye. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.